There we go.
Good to see you, Roger. Good to see you, Robin, Amy, Joyce. Always good to see all of you. I'll just comment briefly that Brian has got the wildest shirt I've ever seen.
Oh.
What is that?
What is that?
It's Mario.
Mario Brothers.
Mario Brothers.
I couldn't tell for sure. All I knew is it was worth a comment.
Of course.
And we don't force anybody to do anything here. I'm just going to tell you, it is customary that we're all on camera. And
Amy's
so,
having trouble with hers. She couldn't get her camera to work, but she can hear us.
Oh, who's that?
Amy.
Amy.
She doesn't know what's
well,
going on.
Amy's
with
always
her.
on camera. You know, that kind of surprised me. Joyce, just letting you know, that's what we do. We're one happy family here. And then also I thought I reviewed the video from last week, and I realized I showed up with a regular t-shirt and hair gel in my hair. Don't expect that to ever happen again.
That was pre-gym.
Well, actually, I never got to the gym. Yeah, the end of that story is my car broke down, had it towed to BMW. $2,800 later, I got a new battery and an alternator.
Oh, geez. That's a little bit expensive for those two items.
Well, you know, when I was driving to the gym, like, you know, I guess on Wednesday, and the BMW guy calls me, and he already told me the battery, right? What's the battery go for? $800. Now the battery's only like, you know, $550 or something like that, plus a couple $100 for you know, recalibrating the sensors, plus another couple $100 for the diagnostician, you know, the diagnosis. So that was close to $800. And then he says, but you need an alternator too. And so we're going, okay, fine, I got to get that. And just out of curiosity, since I want to get my blood pressure up for the gym, what's an alternator cost for one of those things? He goes, $1,900 for an alternator. I mean, that's more than the first 3 vehicles I own in my entire life combined for an alternator.
But you wanted that BMW.
Well, I love my car. And even though a battery and alternator will not make it run any better when they delivered the car, that's one of the things you get for spending $1,900 on an alternator is BMW drops the car off at my house.
Okay.
But anyway, so yeah, and so I drove it to the gym the next day, and it ran like a top. Now, a battery, any car guy knows, a battery and an alternator ain't gonna make it run no different, but I thought it ran great. All right, we wasted 3 minutes on the story of my breakdown, and this is how I look, because I literally walk in the door and jump on the camera. So I want to do one thing here, and then I want to kind of open up for discussion. Any needs any of you might have. I got this from Big Al, Keith, Tom Schreider, Big Al books, and I got a few of them around here. Do I got any handy here? One of the very few people, you know, I don't really recommend, you know, personal development speakers and that sort of thing generically. Okay. Jim Rohn. You can find a lot of YouTube stuff with Jim Rohn. Jim Rohn has resonated with me. I got to have dinner with Jim Rohn many years ago, long after I'd already become a big fan of his. You know, there's lots of people out there. I don't particularly, you know, pitch people on trainers and what have you. One, because, you know, if you're hanging around with, you know, some of the leadership in our company, you got some of the best trainers there are. Okay. I mean, I'm not necessarily including myself in there. I'm not bad. But there's some really great trainers in our company. And it's free, right? And so I don't really do that. I do like Big Al's books because they're relatively inexpensive and they're real basic stuff. And for a novice networker, what's the first thing that a brand new person, you know, is thinking? What am I going to say? Right? And Big Al's got great things to say, you know, and I've learned a lot from Big Al. Anyway, got this from one of his, you know, newsletters, and I thought I'd just read this for you. And this is not some kind of judgment call or anything, but it is a great way to make some kind of evaluation on your particular interest and application to your network marketing business. Okay, two kinds of network marketers in the world. Number one, and again, and I'll preface this, this isn't a value judgment. Both are good. Okay, we want both kinds of network marketers as part of our team. First type, those that do network marketing as a hobby. They love the personal development. They love going to meetings or video conferences because it's a fun activity. They love the community, us as a group. Maybe they're passionate about getting these products and services into other people's hands. These are all great things that motivate us. And yes, some even earn part-time bonus checks. Okay, first kind. Second kind, those who do network marketing as a professional. They love building their business, and instead of taking notes, they take action. They willingly invest their time, their money, their energy into moving their business forward. Both types of network marketers take out of their business exactly what they want. Network marketing is for everyone. And here's the clincher, okay? We choose which type of networker we want to be. Now, I say that because the reality is that most of the people, let's talk about the 80-20 rule, okay? Most of the people that are actively engaged in network marketing fall into the first category. They are hobbyists. They love the passion of the people that are involved. You know, they've never been in an environment like a work environment that promoted so much, personal development, recognition, team camaraderie. For a lot of, everybody's got something they do. Some people go bowling on Thursday. Some people go to choir practice on Thursday. Some people go to the meeting on Thursday. Back in the day when that's how we built the business, Tuesday night meeting, Thursday night meeting, Saturday morning meeting and training. Okay. And that's okay, because those people, if we recognize them and we support them at their level of desire, they will have extra customers. Would you like to have one customer, or would you like to have one hobbyist network marketer that over the next year brings you in a dozen customers? Which would you prefer to have? I'll take a dozen customers, right? And they're very loyal. They're very supportive. These are the ones back in the day when we did meetings. These are the ones that volunteered to do the product display set up at the hotel, or do them, the check-in at the table in front of the meeting room, and supply them the music, whatever. Okay, these are great people to have. And here's what's really important to understand: how you support those people is going to be critical to you and their success. You cannot put on a hobbyist professional expectations. Now, second category, the professionals. Okay, this is where I fall in, and most of you will probably feel that you fall into that category, and kind of just hold that thought for a moment. The professionals building a business. Okay, so their personal development is going to be at a higher level, not so much envisioning and what have you, but leadership qualities, learning skills that they become good at, that they can then teach to others. Focus on development of others. We all look for customers, okay? Today, and that's another topic, but today I had 3 customers upgrade their upcoming auto ship to include the collagen elixir. 2 of them got the 30-day supply, 1 got the 10-day supply. Okay, so I created in one day, simply sharing with my customers, a couple $100 more PV today. If I do that every day, that's 1,000 PV this week. Okay, that's 4,000 PV this month. Now, we all want customers, but as professional network marketers, our focus is on the development of other distributors, with the concept of, one customer is a customer, might get a couple of, additional customers through them. One distributor could be 30 customers. And that's just based upon me working with them, help them get to, and help them get to, and help them get to, and help them get to. And as soon as I find that, 80% of 80 or 20% of 20%, that one person in 30 that really wants to be a six-figure income earner, now I've got a leg to drive. Okay. Focus and the level of intensity and consistency. This has very little to do with the amount of time that you invest. Okay. If you happen to have the privilege of doing network marketing full time, I'm going to tell you right now, most full-time network marketers don't ever put in an 8-hour day. Okay. They might put in 5 or 6 hours of focused effort in their business. Never going to put in an 8-hour day, and that's full time. Okay. The rest of us, people like me, we manage to do full-time activity in the space of 90 minutes, 120 minutes a day. Okay. And for me, on a good day. So here's the point I wanted to make. We get to choose whether we are a hobbyist or a professional. And the most important thing here is not what you choose. The most important thing is to make an active choice and then follow through. If you are a hobbyist, you're welcome. We love you. Okay, join the meeting, that sort of thing. Do not make your expectations for results at the professional level, because you can't get them if you're working as a hobbyist. Now, if your focus or your intention is to be a professional and you're not getting the results you want, then you have to look at the difference between what a hobbyist does and what a professional does. Okay, I guarantee you the hobbyist is not struggling with picking up the phone to talk to a potential big deal distributor because they're worried about what they're going to say. Okay, they're not afraid of calling somebody on their chicken list because they're not doing it. Hobbyists aren't doing it. They're talking to their friends. They're having fun. They're doing the easy stuff. If you're a professional, I guarantee you, until after you've made your first million, you're struggling with doing the activities that are going to make you that first million. Is that making sense to everybody? And I guess this is kind of like, the call to make a decision. It's too easy to be engaged, to be part of, say a Monday group or some other group. I know several of the leaders, one of my best buddies, Kevin Brazel, he does a Sunday night thing for his team. Okay. And, it's really easy to be involved in that and to be regular and consistent and that sort of thing. But you have to decide in advance, what are you doing there? Okay. Are you showing up or are you actually utilizing that tool? Two different things. Again, no judgment call. Not one is not better than the other, but we need to make a decision where we fit in. And then once we do, let's make sure that our behaviors are congruent with our expectations of, are we a professional network marketer or are we a hobbyist? Okay, does that help at all? I saw it and I thought, it wasn't anybody that particularly brought it to mind, but it was something that, I've talked about in the past on a number of occasions, and in the past number of occasions, that could be millions of occasions over 35 years. But I did think it's something that, nothing is new. Everything that we talk about has already been talked about once or twice, or, techniques might change from time to time, but the concepts remain constant. So we're beginning week 2 of this particular commission month. How are things going? What's happening? Who's got something to share that's a success? And what activities are you challenged with that I might be able to help with? Mute yourself when you speak.
Well, it doesn't look like anyone has ready to speak, so I guess I'll go first. I think, well, the good news is we cycled last week. So,
Hey,
Hey.
and we spent a lot of time, actually, almost 5 days, investing in personal development. We took a long weekend and spent over 30 hours in classroom instruction on getting to know thyself better so that we can better serve life. So in turn, that applies to our business as well. So
very good. Was this an organized group outside of the home, online? What?
yeah, outside of home, we went to Kern County near Lake Isabella to some friends of ours. It's called Concept Therapy. It's it was came out of Texas in the 1930s and has developed over time. So it's something that just makes sense to us, using logic and reason to move along the path to higher consciousness. And
How you say using principles and concepts, not techniques and so forth. Well, you learn a lot about all of these principles that you talk about in terms of the universal forces, how they work, the laws of the universe, the laws of nature in terms of the body, the mind, working on all levels, spiritually, mentally, and and physically.
the soul.
Yeah.
Very cool. Candidly, bit on the woo-woo side for me. But
It's actually, yeah, it's might sound like that, but it's definitely not on the woo-woo side. It's based on the authority figures of science and theology. So
hey, and I get woo-woo from time to time too. Okay?
Yeah. Mhm.
But well, good, very good.
Yeah.
And it's like it's like going out. Okay, there's some people that just live and die behind Thai food. Okay, honestly, I don't get it. I mean, seriously, Thai food, really? Oh, here's the other one: Indian food. Okay, you can't. I mean, I won't even walk in the door because I can't stand the smell of curry. But that doesn't mean there aren't people that love it and get a lot out of it. There are some people that just flat aren't going to eat Mexican food, and I don't get that. I mean, I could have Mexican food every single day of the week and twice on Sunday. Okay, I don't get that. Important thing is, and this is a leadership thing. Okay, if you experience something that was meaningful to you, you need to share it. If you if you're introduced to something that was meaningful to one of your team members, like this workshop that you were in over the weekend, while it may not be your cup of tea, it might be Thai food to you, it could be something very valuable to somebody else, right? And what was the name of the program again, guys?
Concept Therapy, and we were actually in a conceptology class, phase 2.
Okay, the minute you throw that ology thing in there, my brain just goes,
No unicorns. No
Huh?
unicorns.
No unicorns.
right? Very good. So now tell me, what was that helped make a difference for this week?
Go.
Yeah. Well, actually, I haven't fully digested everything because it ended last night, and we just got home this afternoon. So that's something that I'm still digesting over the whole text and the notes that I took. So
It sort of teaches a bit of interpersonality. They teach urges that we have that are innate to us from our genetics.
Mm-hmm.
And they're sort of our drives. Are people with high wills that have a high will to power. People that are highly self-expressive. Well, that's an urge that, along with self-preservation, the herd urge versus people that just like to be alone. These are all kind of urges. Oh, the sex and creative urge, which is, so in learning about how these urges principally work with us by going back through theology and science together, one learns a lot about themselves and how we're not utilizing certain potentials that we have for whatever reasons that they are, that we block them off. Okay. Yeah. One of the questions that when I go to one of these classes, I have an image or an idea about what I want to, how I want to benefit, what is it that I want, to get out of the class. And in this particular case, I've been dealing with an issue over self-expression, and I wanted an answer there. And so I broke out in a rash.
Self-expression.
Yeah. And so I think what it's telling me, though, in this case is that I'm breaking out, and that I better get something, get out there and do something to further that instead of keep it down.
Yeah. That's powerful.
Well, this is the kind of stuff that they teach in this coursework.
Oh, it's a real sign of an area where you needed to give in to your inner desires and needs and go do the deal, right?
And yeah, because a lot of us will suppress certain things that are, these urges that we all have are basically the same, but at what point are they either perhaps subnormal or abnormal, or just normal? And none of it is based upon right or wrong or good or bad. It's all in relation to the individual and the types of things that they allow their erroneous belief systems acquired over time from stopping them in their tracks about doing what would not only benefit them, but help them benefit life where they can benefit life. And that's really the point of it, is to be able to serve.
And so when you were talking about the hobby marketer, and you were saying they're the ones that like to go to the meetings, they're the ones that like to help and work at the table and things like that, and build the community, you were saying. And I looked at Brian and I said, that's the herd and gregarious urge, being in a community. Yeah,
being part of it. Absolutely. And I got other things to talk about on that, but what I want to do is I want to take a couple of our new members and just get a little feedback. I want to be able to contribute to this group in whatever fashion and form that I can to bring value to you guys. Okay. It's the only reason I'm here. Okay. Trust me, I would have rather, I would have liked to have had that extra 30 minutes in the gym today. Okay. But I sacrifice my gym time, and that's a big deal to me, to be able to be here. So it's got to be a value to you guys. So Roger, why don't you unmute your mic for me? Tell me what you would like. If you have any thoughts, tell me what you would like to be able to get from this group and what you could bring to the group.
I think what I'd like to get from the group is more organization of how to run things. You wanted me to get on the group and Facebook and all that kind of stuff, and when Ziju was taken over, I spent lots of time on Facebook because I was in a motel room between houses and had nothing else to do. And since the middle of June, I've been working on this house, and I went back to Facebook and I said, oh, they changed it all. So I spent the first couple of hours, no, that's not it. No, that's not it. Just struggling, figuring it out. And I'm not even sure that I did figure it out entirely. But, that's one of the things that's, I haven't really embraced, that form of technology and other forms of technology. Regretfully to say, when I went to university, computer classes still used punch cards. And
Fortran, Watt 4 and Watt 5, dude.
You got it. Yeah, that kind of stuff. And so a lot of things, obviously tremendous amount has changed. one of the things I had to do is get one of my granddaughters to explain some of the new Facebook things to me, which of course they just breeze through because that's what they've been a part of. That's their whole life.
Yep.
It's all new, and not wishing to downplay anything, but it's all Greek to me. I'm trying to learn. So that's what I'd like to pick up. What I could, I don't know what I can bring to the group other than the fact that I've been a teacher. I've been teaching for 41 years. And so there are skills that are involved with that aspect that I may be able to, help people with. Not that anybody wants to become a teacher, heaven forbid, but anyway.
We're
Kids
all
are wild.
teachers.
Pardon?
We are all teachers, whether you want to be or not.
Oh,
And
well,
that's
Said
one
or
of,
unsaid.
that's one of the 3 tenets. Share the product, share the opportunity, and teach others to do the same.
Yeah.
So that's a huge part of what we do.
Yes.
Yeah.
And, that's one of those things that I've spent the last 12 years. I taught full-time in a classroom for 28. And well, I guess the last 13 years, I've been what you might think of as a substitute teacher. So I won't know until probably 8:30 tomorrow morning that I'm not teaching. And I might be teaching English and social studies, which are way down on the list of things that I know a whole lot about. But it's always changing. And because I've been at it for a long time, I can go into the English class and most of the kids figure I'm an English teacher because I just know what to do.
Now, Roger, let me say 2 things here, and forgive me, you're already starting to get the pattern. 6 o'clock on the money, I'm out of here. You guys can continue if you want. Yes, you can bring something to the group, Roger. Teachers are one of the most common professions that create success in our business, because that is one of the primary things we do. The lowest level profession for success in network marketing is sales and marketing. Okay, people that are high level professional salespeople really mess up this deal because they think it's sales. Okay, people that do really well are educators, because they understand the concept of delivering information in a logical and rational manner and being supportive of their students. As far as the social media, and I'll let other people give you their 2 cents worth on social media. I do nothing on social media that builds my business. Nothing. I have lots of social media accounts. I've got a website, fredholmes.com. I've got, Twitter and Facebook and Instagram and Pinterest. I mean, I've got so many things, I don't even know what they are. I do not consider myself a consumer of social media. I am a purveyor of social media, a seller, if you will, on social media. Social media serves a singular purpose for me, which is a vehicle for communication to the team. Now, I'm absolutely not saying the social media won't help you build your business. Lots of people have done it. Okay, lots of people have gotten customers from their Facebook group and that sort of thing. But to me, getting customers or potential distributors through your social media contacts is nothing more than a technique that we've all used in network marketing. It's called the memory jogger, and in our warm market. Okay, now you can extend that warm market. I'm going to talk a little bit about that on Wednesday, the Wednesday focus group, 7:30 a.m. focus group. Are you plugged into that, Roger?
Not at this point, and I'll be heading to school this Wednesday. So,
but the fact is there's a 10-12 minute focus call 5 days a week by different leaders in the organization, which they're bringing a little something extra every time. Could be of great value to you. And if you can't see it at 7:30 in the morning Pacific, then you see the replay. Okay, but I'll be talking a little bit about how to add names to your memory jogger, kind of feeding off of what David talked about this morning What's, number one activity? Getting new customers. How do you do that? Keep adding to your list, adding to your list. The problem is if you're brand new, you don't know how to do that. And that's what I'll be talking about on Wednesday. So anyway, Roger, everybody has something to contribute because everybody has a little different skill. The social media thing, I don't naturally take to social media. To me, it's very time consuming to try to set up systems that are designed to lead me to what it is I'm already doing. Sharing the product, sharing the opportunity, teaching others to do the same. I think it's, to me, my own personal feeling on this, and doesn't make it right or wrong. It's just me. I don't see the value in trying to develop relationships online with people that I don't know, then develop credibility, develop familiarity, and then present them with my products or opportunity when I already have people I know that I already have some level of connection with, some level of familiarity, and some level of credibility. And why not go ahead and start with those people? Because I've already put in all the time and energy to do that with people I already know. My 2 cents, take it for what it's worth. Joyce, I'll pose that same question to you next week. And I see we got Samuel Shepard that popped in. Samuel, welcome. We start right on the money, 5:30 Pacific. And I'm now 1 minute over and I owe Modesta a minute. Okay, so I got to run. Hope this was helpful. Looking for, reach out to me if you need me during the week, and I'll look forward to seeing you all next Monday. Okay?
Thank you, Fred.
Thanks, Fred.
Thank you.
We'll see you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Buddy.
Good night, John boy. Good night, Sue Ellen.